Askreddit thread. What's something people brag about but really shouldn't? My wife is a nurse. Nurses brag about how long into a shift they can make it before going pee. I'm like, what the fuck? No, you're nurses. You know that's how you get infections. Go pee, you weirdos. Male nurse here. Some of my colleagues get regularly urinary tract infections due to not using the toilet enough. The thing is, you know you need a wee, but then a patient asks you to do something, so you go help them. Once finished with them, you head towards the toilet. On the way there, a colleague asks you to help them, so you do. You forget you need a pee and keep on work. 4 hours later, you realize you still have not been to the toilet and your bladder's about to blow. That sounds really dumb. Chris Rock covered this well in 1996. I take care of my kids. You're supposed to, you dumb motherfucker. What kind of ignorant shit is that? I ain't never been to jail. What do you want, a cookie? You're not supposed to go to jail, you low expectation having motherfucker. Oh, that's funny. I know this whole sketch by heart. I love Chris Rock. I love the sketch, but unfortunately used by a lot of racist white people to justify their beliefs. See, even black people know I'm right. I think Chris Rock later went on record to say he doesn't like this old bit anymore because of it. Their ability to text while driving. One of my friends claims he drives better while texting. He also drives after drinking on occasion. But it's alright since I process alcohol quickly. I made it a point to never get in a car with him. How could someone be stupid enough to rationalize being better at driving while texting? At least with drinking, they can individually claim it relaxes them or some bullshit. But with texting, it's comparable to, I drive better when I'm not looking at the road. Ridiculous. Ignorance to a certain topic. I used to do this in my teams, especially things like music, fashion, sports, or celebrities. I think I thought it made me look less shallow and more interesting. I'd even avoid learning anything about certain topics. Then I realized I didn't look better for it. I looked like an asshole. Implying people who did know about those things were idiots. It's fine not know much about topics that aren't of interest to you, but wearing it like a badge just makes you look like an ignorant fool. Arrogant fool. Avoiding popular songs, somehow accomplishment for local men. It's an Onion article. Adding on to this by bragging specifically about how they've never read or haven't touched a book in years. How much a bitch they are. Yes, I know your name, not your story, but now I prefer to know either. Now I prefer not to know either. I'm pretty sure that's what he meant to say. I may seem like the biggest bitch on the outside, but once you get to know me, I'm the kindest, most compassionate, and loving person you've ever met. Sorry, sister, but nobody wants to break an asshole shell. Words to live by. People who are actually kind and compassionate sure as hell don't act bitchy towards other people when they first meet them. See it on Facebook all the time. You're openly advertising you're a terrible human being and not in control of yourself. Okay, your call, I guess. How cool they were in high school. High school's over. If that's all you talk about, you obviously aren't that interesting. Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile. I bet you could throw a football over the mountains. I wish I could go back in time. I'd take states. If coach were to put me in the fourth quarter, we would have been state champs. No doubt in my mind. Oh, that was funny. Scored 4 touchdowns in a single game at Polk High. My ex, right out of high school, was this person. He was team captain and quarterback on the football team. He used to make me watch his football highlights from senior year. Oh my god. What the fuck? This person was dating Uncle Ringo. This is probably the worst video ever made. A corollary is talking about how they were in high school. Had a girl try to seduce me based on what she used to look like. Complete with a review of the photo album. Peaking early is nothing to boast about. Instagram likes. How much karma you have. Comment karma. Right now, 81. Just realized that your comment was an answer to related to mine, not a question in particular. Whoops. Ha. Edo, another edit. Well, wow, this blew up. Oh, I hate edits like this. Did the person on this not do that? Oh, I love that when they don't put an edit. Oh, I can't believe it's made to the front page. Good job, whoever posted this thread. Drunk driving. Like, WTF? This guy was hanging at my house once and told us how well he could drive while blacked out, with a cop behind him. Thanks, buddy. By the way, one of your friend's brother was killed by a drunk driver. Nice going. how much they don't care about others. Wow, I didn't expect so many replies. Indeed, look at how many fucks I don't give. Woo me! Congratulations, you're a self-centered asshole with a life crammed full of empty and meaningless diversions and time sinks. Sounds great. In a similar vein, it's absolutely hilarious to me how much typical Redditors and internet culture jerk-offs fall into precisely the same patterns of behavior they decry. For example, you have a geek who bemoans having been excluded by the cool kids for not having the right clothes or liking the right music or whatever. Then those people go and create communities where they relentlessly tease and exclude anyone who isn't exactly like them and can't instantly parrot every single ridiculous meme, phrase, or cultured reference. See, for example, the horrid fake geek girls' hatred. Oh, I get that. I suck at Shakespeare, so I'm probably getting the actual meaning of this wrong, but after reading Julius Caesar in school, this one passage actually struck with me. It's the only one. But when he once attains the utmost round, he then, upon the ladder, turns his back, looks in the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. I've always thought of it as an indictment of exactly what you are saying. That's indictment, right? To me, it's such a perfect statement of the willful ignorance and narcissistic lack of perception that lets people rise to the top just to happily shit on people who are just like they were, as if they have undergone some mystical transformation and are now inherently better. Some people have empathy, and some people are apparently just so unaware. The girl thing seems to be getting better. 5 years ago, I was chatting to a guy at a train station and we got onto the subject of comics. I said I loved him, as did he, and he says, I thought girls weren't meant to like comics. I used to get comments like that fairly often. Nowadays, no one bats an eye that I love that shit, but the gaming community does seem to be lagging behind in that respect. I'm almost ashamed that I don't like gaming because when people ask, depending on the type of person asking, I feel like I'm letting my gender down. Things that their parents bought them. I'd have a nice car too if I didn't have to slave away saving up. This is definitely one of the most annoying things. My SO's friends are from an affluent city and my state, and they go on vacations every other weekend, go out all the time, drive nice cars, etc. I'd be lying if I wasn't a little envious of that life they are afforded to live, but it does kind of get unbearable when you hang out with these people. I mean, for fuck's sakes, you're 25. Cool. You're not in college anymore. It's not awesome that you are a leech. Take some responsibility and show some pride in yourself and go out and make something of yourself. You've been given the resources that millions of people would kill for, yet you're doing nothing with it. I think the thing that pisses me off more than anything is the air of superiority that many of them carry. As if not being able to afford their lifestyles makes you a lesser person. Just smile and nod. That air of superiority is only covering their fears of the consequences of their failures coming to fruition. The self-aware ones know they're leeches, and that's about the most damaging thing you could call them. Lots of articulate people in this thread. I'm not used to having to read so many big words like this. In college, people will be out slamming shots at the bar on Tuesday like, oh yeah, I have a paper I haven't even started due at 11 tomorrow, but whatever, let's drink, LOL, and then it can turn into a pissing contest of who is currently being the most academically irresponsible. I always found that weird. It's like advertising you don't have your priorities in order. Oh, I used to be kind of like this when I was in high school. Only because high school was so damn easy. Really came bit me in the ass in college when I actually had to study. I was watching a biography on Stephen Hawking, and he talked about how when he was at Oxford, the student culture there was to do as little work as possible, but still get by and brag about it. Whether or not it was true, it was very important to give the impression that you were incredibly clever, and without trying. He went on to say that once he was sick and diagnosed, not sure if this was before or during his graduate studies, his attitude completely changed. His time became his most precious commodity, so he worked his ass off. He didn't care anymore that he had a reputation for working and studying as hard and as often as he did, because he wanted to get as much done as possible before he became too sick or died. He reminded me that even if you are naturally gifted, if you're doing the bare minimum, is that something to still be proud of? All these people who are proud that they can slack off and still do well are doing themselves a disservice. If they're as smart as they say, imagine what they could do if they didn't slack off. Whew. It's still very much the culture. I'm an Oxford student who does as little work as possible while still getting by. That just seems to be something that a lot of people still brag about. And I know, because I used to do that too. I don't anymore. I've grown past that. How little sleep they get. We get it. You're a machine. We're all struggling with the same amount of rest we get. Oh, I hate when people did this. No, I didn't hate it. It was just like, really? You didn't sleep that much? Well, personally, I love to sleep, so you're a weirdo. It's so twisted that having a terrible work/life balance is considered something to boast about. I see it all the time at workplace with people bragging about spending hundreds of hours in the office each week when we don't get paid overtime, and it's 3 years until we become chartered / are eligible for promotions. Are you in law or something similar? Yeah, along those lines, corporate culture is a ride. Also, when you mention that you're tired and they're like, "You're tired? I only got 3 hours last night." Well, whoop-de-doo, guess I can't be tired since you got less sleep than me. Cheating on their SO. How the fuck does that make you impressive? Conversely, not cheating. My sister's boyfriend is an idiot and went back to his cool girlfriend's apartment to smoke and was then surprised when she tried to hook up with him. He left and told my sister about it and follows it up with, "And I didn't even do anything with her, babe. I'm not proud of you for not cheating, buddy. That should be a given." To be fair, if you're telling that story to your SO, that is a point that maybe you should emphasize. Their IQ. I don't really care. People who brag about that kind of thing are generally colossal assholes. I love what Stephen Hawking said about this in an NYT interview. What is your IQ? I have no idea. I have no idea. People who boast about their IQs are losers. Hawking is such a rebel. I hope he asked me to go to the spring dance. It may appear that way to your tiny pea-sized brains, but we are actually magnanimous in ways you cannot hope to understand. My ferocious cognizance cannot even begin to fathom the imperceptibly tiny grasp most Homo sapiens have on the greater mysteries of the universe. Did you just hyphenate a genus species name? You make biologists sad. He was just differentiating them from the straight sapiens. I believe you were looking for heterosapiens. Once you get into your 20s, I love this subreddit right here. I'm very smart. I use a lot of quotes from there on my that one video I do where, what's it called? The Iron Man Diaries, where I try to write it as like a really pretentious 14-year-old. That's always fun. And that subreddit gives me lots of material for that. Once you get into your late 20s, the majority of things go away. No working adult brags about not reading books or how much they can drink, or how good they are at video games. The ones who brag about money are assholes and everyone knows it. I let my video game skills speak for themselves. A grandmaster does not call himself a grandmaster. Other people do it for him. Guy with Asian accent, probably. In my experience, they still do, especially with the drinking part. No matter how old you are, you will encounter someone who brags about something stupid. How many hours they work. Yes, I'm a teacher and I enjoy my 15 plus weeks of vacation each year. People like to give me shit for it, but I'm like, you could have been a teacher too, you know? Edit. After reading everyone's comments, I'd like to add that yes, many teachers also complain about working long hours during their year and claim they're underpaid, etc. However, that is not exclusively to teachers by any means. People in pretty much every career field bitch about being overworked, underpaid, or something else, not just teachers. It's just a stereotype that teachers have that is true in some cases and untrue in others, just like in my job. For example, I never complain about being underpaid or overworked. I know what I signed up for and I take the good with the bad. I get shit for working from home. I'm like, well, you could have chosen a career that enabled you to do the same. Can I ask what you do? I would love to work from home, but have no clue what line of work to go into. As someone who works from home, I work a lot more than I did at my minimum wage job that I had for 5 years. But it's a lot more fun. I love not having to go out. Finally, but I also miss going out sometimes too. Finally, someone who admits that it is a vacation. I'd rather just have free time and be able to enjoy life. I never understood why being a workaholic at the expense of everything else in life was a status symbol. This is what I lived my life on. Until I got a job I enjoyed. and still, I don't really have free time anymore. How tall they are. They literally have no control over it. I can tell you worked real hard for those jeans. I put years of effort into this eye color, and don't even get me started on what it took to be white. Yeah, the white was a struggle. Was aiming for a tall Scandinavian, achieved medium height European mutt. I'm still working at it, but at least I got in the ballpark. How intelligent they are in comparison to others, and I am very smart. Being a bitch. All of these things I see on Facebook now, the girls are posting about being bitches and only caring about their eyebrows or what the fuck ever. Congratulations, you are now a shitty human being. Ignorance. Not knowing something is okay. Feeling superior because you don't know is asinine. I can't even. Ugh, the older generation is so guilty of this. I'm not a computer person. I won't even figure this out. Well, yeah, if you continue to tell yourself that, you'll never ever get it. One of my biggest annoyances when people who brag about how weird they can be. It's cool when you're a middle schooler and are doing your best to be rebellious, but if you're 24 and saying that, you have some major life issues. LOL, I'm so random. Kangaroos, violence. I recently logged into my old MySpace account. I read all my old messages and kind of wanted to slit my own throat. It was awful. I laugh because I can relate to that. I'm glad I can't get into my old MySpace account. I pulled up my own Gmail account from middle school some time ago and found this monstrosity in my chat log. Hello, are you there or not, or maybe, or sometimes, or occasionally, blarg, blarg, blarg. Say something, thing, not thong, not the sandals, or the underpants, thing, not thong. Are you ignoring me, huh? Are you? Admit it, are you ignoring me? Yes, you are. Hello, blah. I will now commence to bang my head on the keyboard randomly, then press enter. T6Y, TBT, GBGV, BVG, VBGF, BH, BVGBVV, you get the gist of it. Okay, I'm done. Not really. BVBVGVGBVBNHBBBNHBBBBBB. Okay, now I'm done. Seriously. Maybe fluff. Okay. Is out of the system. Okay. Hi. Go to thedistrict.com/Potter. It's really funny. IR pissed off. I sent you an email. Pissed off at what? Hello. Hi. Blarb snarble. Oh no, there ain't. JF Mesa. Use Jar Jar Binks. Question mark. Where be you? Bika, Buka, Lika, Luca. Did you read your email? Girl, is there anyone here? Guy, just you, me, and my box of condoms. Me. Fine, if you don't want to talk, did your boyfriend dump you? Does that mean you're free? I mean sad. Okay, bye. Dear Lord, there's more. I'm not reading this shit again. Okay, maybe. What's that one? I misspelled the first one. 1 sec, 2 sec, 3 sec. Oh shit, he went all the way down to 47. What is it? 48, 49, 50. I be back. Oh, you are back. Why, you think? Yeah, that was way more than 1 sec. Sec, as in sec. That sounded wrong, huh? Ugh, all you guys think about is sex. Sex, money, sex. I didn't mean to type it, I swear. And you guessed it. Pi. Sure you didn't. 3.141599265. No, pie, and so on. Like cherry pie, apple, cherry pie. Or don't go to that. It's a porn site. Wait. Is that the adult toy shop? K bye. TTYL. Later. I can't believe I read through all that shit. It hurts my heart that my childhood idiocy inspired someone to spend a few bucks for my sake. Thanks. It takes guts to post that stuff online, man. It pains me to say that I was once the same way. That's honestly the only reason I can bring myself to do it, knowing that at least I wasn't the only one. I will now commence to bang my head on the keyboard randomly. Like, there is any way to do that with purpose, and hit enter. That's some beautiful cringe material. Jesus, man. Holy shit. That was painful to read. At least you appear to have gotten much better. I like to think so. But then I utter the phrase dank memes and realize in another 10 years I'll feel the same way about 2015 me. I have no idea what to do with this gold, but thanks. Dude, fuck me, that hurt my feelings reading. I feel like I need an apology now. I guess I must share my monstrosity. I'm not reading someone else's. Oh my god, why? It's like watching someone descend into madness. I especially enjoy the Jar Jar Binks. Being bad at math. I don't give a shit if people, generally, are self-deprecating about their math abilities, but I tutor mathematics for high schoolers, and when we've spent an hour going over a single problem while they were spacing out and texting, and they say, I'm not good with numbers. Bitch, this is trigonomic identities. There are no numbers here, and you're holding a $200 calculator. Let that do the number stuff for you and get your head out of your ass. Who brags about that? I can't do any math, and it makes me feel like total shit. When people tell me how they've never had to call in sick at work. No, if you're sick, then call in sick and don't show up and get your ass sick. Do everyone a favor and take the day off. Quit being so selfish and thinking you're doing everyone a favor while coughing and sneezing all over the place. Okay, so at my old minimum wage job, if you were sick, they still let you come in and work. I used to get sick all the time, and if I took a day off every time I got sick, I would have missed way too many days in the month. And they were totally, in fact, they encouraged you to come to work if you were sick, just because they really didn't want to get someone to work your shift. Like, if you're really too sick, we'll send you home ourselves. And, well, they never sent me home, so they were totally fine letting me work sick all the time. How much sex you've had? Although they were probably just a bad place to work for, but I already do that. How much sex you've had? Don't impress hot girls. Edit. Didn't expect this to become my top mom. Oh shit. You only read a stupid edit. Let's see. The KDR ratio. LOL. Such a noob. QQ more. 1v1 me pleb. Destroying someone at work because they made a mistake or asked the wrong question. Being an asshole. I met a guy in TS who said he was an asshole, and that's just how he is, so deal with it. After a couple matches, I confirmed he was indeed an asshole, so I left group because I don't like being around assholes. He proceeds to follow me to other channels, obviously upset that I didn't want to share his company. I guess he wasn't as comfortable with being an asshole as he claimed. These guys are baffling, as are the people who enable them. In some social groups, holding the "that's just how I am, so deal with it" guy accountable is basically the same as telling a player of Legic their wheelchair takes up too much space. Chad is a total douche to you and hits on your girlfriend, and you talk to your mutual friends about it, and all you get is, oh, you know how Chad is, he never learned good social skills. Yes sirree, that's Chad for you, colossal douche until the day he dies. You guys just need to lighten up. Okay, this is already pretty long. I was towards the end anyway.